Hello, I'm John Hage. I'm the CEO of Charter Schools USA. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. Charter School USA was founded in 1997. Today, by July 1st, we will have 60 schools in 7 states serving about 51,000 student stations. 56 of those schools are traditional charter schools, 3 are school district turnarounds, and 1 is a virtual school. Approximately 50% of our schools are Title I schools, 56% of them are on free and reduced lunch. The students are on free and reduced lunch, and 68% of the students are minority. We were the first advanced ed accredited charter management organization in the United States. Our full accreditation was a district accreditation for the company 2 years ago. Our enrollment, as you can see, over the last 5 years has really taken off. It has also diversified outside of Florida, where we founded the organization, to Georgia, Louisiana, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, North Carolina, and several new states which will be coming online over the next 24 months. You can also see that as we've diversified away from our state of Florida, we've grown our percentage of student stations outside the state to ensure that the diversification of the company is almost 50% outside of the state over the next 2 years. A little bit about our reading scores. We are a A-rated school system in all the states that we operate schools in, including in Florida, where we have the primary number of schools today, outpacing the state and outpacing nearby schools, both in reading and math scores. Over the next 2 years, we've set a significant goal of reaching 100,000 students. This goal was set by preparing ourselves with a lot of the baseline processes and systems that were set up about 2 years ago, where we took a hiatus for growth. Over those 2 years, what we did is we built Baldrige level quality standards throughout the organization, and today we're acting upon those with about 43% growth per year. As you can see, our top total school growth is going from 48 schools to 60 this summer to 107 by the 2015 school year. We are growing our capacity for student stations as well to about 118,000 student station seats, of which we'll fill just over 100,000 over the next 2 years, with our year-over-year growth modulating between 50 and 40%, and our gross revenue growing from $265 million this year to approximately $700 million in the next 2 years. We have a sister company called Red Apple Development. Red Apple was designed to help project the growth of new schools, both in building those and renovating schools. Over the last 2 years, we've built 20 schools and about 1.3 million square feet. We're constructing right now 850,000 square feet of new stations across 7 states, all to be ready by this August. The total square footage of student stations is growing as well. We also are the largest issuer of charter school debt in the United States per bonds. So this year we'll hit about $500 million in charter school bonds. Most of those bonds are rated, some are not, depending on the age of the school. And oftentimes we aggregate those in a number of schools, anywhere between 2 and as many as 8 schools in one issuance. We really pride ourselves on some of the basics of trying to transform the space. Everybody knows this history of charter schools in this country, but I think one of the untold stories is that there are management organizations, both nonprofit and for-profit, that are in fact changing the landscape through providing high-performing outcomes for what were F schools. So one of the things that we've done is we've actually gone in now and taken over traditional schools. The state of Indiana recently hired us to take over 3 traditional F-rated schools that had been F schools 7 years in a row. We also recently took over 4 failing schools in the south side of Chicago. And we've taken charter schools that were F schools and over 3 to 5 year periods turned them into A-rated schools. We also believe the transition, the value for our work is also based around the per student income that we usually receive, which is between 60 and 70 cents on the dollar. Those income ratios help us drive a much more efficient model. Overhead figures, as you can see, excuse me, I don't know if it goes backwards. There we go. For example, Miami-Dade County, you can see where we're spending less on overhead. We're also constructing facilities at about 50 cents on the dollar. Sorry, there you go. It's going in the wrong direction. Am I pushing the wrong button? I am, I guess, sorry. There we go. This is also achieved through creating efficiencies in our staff ratio, which we've consistently driven down at about a 1.5% ratio per rate per year, driving more income into the actual school model. We're also able to pay now our teachers at or above school district rates, which helps us be very competitive in the marketplace. We're here because we have three levels of opportunity we'd like to be a part of with those at the summit, the conference. One is we have many partnerships. We have an Apple school in Tallahassee, Florida that we partnered with Apple on that we'd like to expand ideas with other technology providers. We also have partnered with the University of Cambridge, and we're looking for other university partners, both for hiring teachers. We hired about 1,500 teachers last year alone. We're also looking for new products and services. We are a buyer. Look at us like a private school district. New apps, curriculum, and software design. We do have a software internal design company, but it's very small and it's meant to partner with others to add those apps to our programs. We also are growing at a very fast rate. Most of that capital is needed in the real estate part, so we're always interested in new innovations, new innovative ideas around growing real estate, because we do, in fact, primarily grow and drive our model through a bricks and mortar model, even though we have about 25% of our schools are now in a blended model, and we do, in fact, have a virtual school. But we see our growth primarily going to be in the future on bricks and mortars. So with that, I have about 1 minute and 30 seconds left, which was what I was hoping for. So at this point, I could answer any questions you might have. If not, no questions? Jeannie, you always have a question. No? Any questions? Yes, sir.
You mentioned you're building new schools. What do those schools look like? Do they look different from traditional schools?
Right. On average, they're probably about 60 to 70% more efficient in size, but the classrooms actually are, most of the new classrooms we're building are actually 3 walls of the classrooms are glass, and they end up having a pod in the middle for pull-out. They're all wired, and it allows for a more, for example, kindergartners stay all in one pod. They actually don't leave. They can change classes within the pod, and it's the design we built with Apple last year for our new school there in Tallahassee. Yes, sir. 1 minute. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you very much.